Well, here we are again. This is our Schwartz Performance shop update video. This is our June 2026 edition, and we've got a lot of things coming up this month. We got Hot Rod Power Tour coming through this area in literally days. So if you happen to be passing by here, give us a call and maybe we can arrange a tour or something. Let's see what we got going on in the shop this month. We've been driving this 57 Chevy extensively. The customer came in last week and the driver position is perfected now. We had made some adjustments with the steering column and the seating position to fit him better. And that's all done. Everything runs wonderfully. And we have a little bit of paint work to do on the rocker that I discussed last month. That'll get wrapped up and it'll get off to the customer before you see the next video. We had this wide body 54 Studebaker out on the road today and it drives wonderfully. We've just got to make a minor little adjustment to the hood and get the AC charged up, and then it should be ready to go to the customer. I love this wide body, and by the way, I have a 53 back there on the lift. Let me know in the comments below if you think I should build my 53 to look similar to this. I'm thinking of Ferrari red color and maybe some Boreani wire wheels or something like that. What do you think? Yes, I know we have a lot of Tri-5 Chevys around here and 50s cars in general right at the moment. This is the 55 Chevy that we were working on before with the 632,000 horsepower engine. It's been fully painted now, and we've got the plastic on there just because black, you look at it wrong and it scratches. You can see there's holes in the body for all the factory body trim, so all that factory trim will be put back on the car. And the chassis is all powder coated underneath there, and the 632 big block with that custom made intake manifold so it fits under the hood. So we are beginning the assembly process on this one, and hopefully we'll have it done as soon as we can. This Coyote powered Mustang fired up the other day, and we had a meeting on the interior, and we've got all our ideas together, and the interior is going to be worked on very soon. As you can see, Justina mentioned wheels in the last month's video, and the wheels are on there now. We're going to go with kind of a butterscotchy gold interior color, which will be kind of tying in with the centers of the rim actually. This paint color is kind of interesting. It's like a minty green, and maybe on camera it doesn't look that spectacular, but in person this thing has gold metallic in it and it really pops. It's kind of a cool color, very unique in its own way. Anyway, this will be getting the interior once we get all the assembly wrapped up, and then it'll get off to the customer real soon. As you can see, one of your favorites from the previous videos is here back at the shop. This is the 54 Chevy pickup truck that was purchased brand new by this family in Manitou, Manitoba. And for those of you who don't know where that is, it's west of Winnipeg. Anyway, this is all original paint on here, and it's got a little bit of patina, as you can see. It had a 502 ramjet that the customer supplied us, and those computers that were on those engines are now becoming problematic. And it was a Delphi Marine computer, and now there is a Holley kit, Holley HP kit, that basically is a plug and play, so to speak, quote unquote, wink wink. Anyway, we're putting one of those on here, and it should eliminate any potential issues, inconsistencies with starting and things like that that these engines are now seeming to have. So the Ramjet 502 was really revolutionary in its day, but it's probably 20 to 30 years ago when it came out, and the computer technology wasn't that great, and now those computers have been in the field for years and years and they're starting to fail. So anyway, the Holley HP is the ticket, and so we're putting that in here, getting it ready to run and drive and get it tuned. And then believe it or not, we have another vehicle coming in, a 55 Buick, that's getting the same treatment on that Ramjet 502. Anyway, good to see our old projects come for a visit once in a while. And we'll have this one out pretty soon. Now, if you're into classic trucks and you're a slightly bigger guy, you probably well know that you don't fit too good in these old trucks. There's not much room. You sit very vertically in upright position. It's not real comfortable, and usually that steering wheel, that big diameter steering wheel, is right in your gut. Anyway, I wanted to point out a mod that we always do to these old trucks that makes people really happy. What we do is we take the original seat frame and cut all the springs in it off of it. The springs give you basically just a bouncy ride, and you're bouncing up and down in the springs, and when you have one of our high quality chassis that give a real smooth ride, you don't want the springs in the seat bouncing you around when you have this nice, smooth riding chassis. So we basically cut off the springs, fabricate a pan with holes through it so that the high density foam that we make the cushions out of can pass the air through the seat when you sit in it so that the leather doesn't puff up. So we reposition, we make the front a little taller, we lower the rear, and then in the back, this is the most critical thing, we basically modify the seat frame so that the frame itself tucks underneath this bar. Normally the seat frame is above this bar and it sticks out about here, and it's basically straight up and down vertically. So we modify the frame so that the metal frame leans back some, and then we put a very minimal amount of high density foam up here and a thicker amount down here, close to the stock thickness of the seat at the base, but much thinner at the top. And what that does is essentially recline you in the seat, so you have a more modern truck or car-like seating position. And it's amazing how much more room you have between the steering wheel and your belly. And then also by lowering this in the back, it brings you down so you got plenty of headroom. Anyway, this thing just feels very comfortable, and I've done this on many of these 3100 trucks and others, and it just makes a world of difference. So if you're doing a truck and you want to do a truck and you don't fit very good in it, this is what we do to make it fit a lot better and have you more comfortable in the truck. So just a tech tip for you on this. Incidentally, this interior we did several years ago with a distressed looking leather, and like I said, the exterior of the truck is kind of patinaed, but we got nice door panels, square weave carpet, these beautiful comfortable seats, the original steering wheel on a tilt column, and all the original stuff in here other than the suede headliner. So a really cool truck, and that's a tech tip for more comfort in the seats. And we have another visitor here, another vintage truck incidentally. This one obviously has our Schwartz G Machine chassis under it. We did not build this truck, but we supplied the chassis. I don't remember, I'm sorry if we installed it or the customer did, but I do remember that someone had shortened the box on this truck, and it needed to be a special length chassis to fit the shortened box. But this guy drives the heck out of this truck, and it came in for an oil change and just some minor maintenance stuff. So glad to see these things out being driven, and he thoroughly enjoys this. Yes, we have another project here, an Oldsmobile no less, and a 64 I believe it is. This car came in for a chassis installation. We may do some other things. We've got an engine and transmission to drop in here, and no matter how big your project or how small, we love seeing you enjoying our chassis, driving your car down the road. So any task that you don't feel comfortable with, we're happy to do it for you. So whether it's electrical wiring or fabrication work or building the whole car. But keep us in mind, we will help you with even the smallest task if it's something you're uncomfortable with. So anyway, can't wait to see this one ripping down the road. If you have a 2-car trailer and you buy 3 chassis, or if you have a single car trailer and you buy 2 chassis, we will try to work it out to get you transportation home. So in this case, we fabricated a couple brackets, and these are double stacked, and this gentleman has 3 chassis going out the door, and he's going to come with a 2-car trailer, and this will go in where 1 car will go and the other one will go right behind it. So we do what we can to try to help you work things out. I promise you by the next video we will have some fender flares to show you for this Pontiac Firebird, and we'll be doing more progress on this 55 Chevy here that is not the shiny painted black one, but a different one. So stay tuned for next month's video for more on these projects. And this 32 Ford Phaeton, we are waiting for the flywheel to get here to adapt to the torque converter, and then we can mock up the EcoBoost 4-cylinder. And yes, this is a dune buggy. It's got a kind of a roll cage in here that we are going to be taking out, and we've got a new one being fabricated that will parallel the angle of the windshield and look really nice. And we're doing more sheet metal fabrication on this all-wheel drive Challenger project. We've got the firewall roughed out there and the floor pans, and we have a little more to do on the back section, and then we'll be getting closer to the end of our portion of this project. This is that 56 Plymouth that I showed you last month. It was white with the gold trim, the textured trim down the side of the car. Beautiful car. We've got it covered up with a soft cover here to keep any dust or grit off of it while we mini tub the rear end. So let's take a walk around the back and take a look at what we got going on there. We've cut out the inner wheelhouses, the factory inner wheelhouses. They are very rust-free and clean. And then we added on to them with a flanged surface, and this will get mated up to the outer wheelhouse and welded in there just like the original would have been, but they're a little wider obviously. So we've got to do a little trimming on the bottom to get them to clear the frame rail there, and then we've also drilled out the spot welds on the spare tire well, because this will get much wider tires, and it's not gonna, a spare tire is not gonna fit in that wheel well for what the tires that we have. And we want to have still maintain a good sized gas tank, so we cannot widen the wheel or the spare tire well to accommodate the fuel tank. So we're going to go spareless on this, and most of the time we carry CO2 cartridges to fill a tire and a plug kit. If we have anything out on the road, you can make a roadside repair or call AAA. This Hellcat Red Eye powered 65 Barracuda, we are doing some final welding on the sheet metal under the car and a little bit of grinding in preparation for this to go back on the chassis and then go to the paint and body phase of the project. Basically body work and paint, I should say. So that's the next step in this process, and then once that's done, then we'll do final assembly. On this Challenger project right now, we are cleaning up some of the plumbing that was done elsewhere and making it neat and clean, and then we are also working on fitting power windows to the windows. This is the 68 Firebird that's getting the Tesla powertrain, all-wheel drive I might add, and we have the chassis all fabricated and tacked all together. We're going to do one final test fit into the car before we weld everything up. It's been fully engineered and should have no problems, but we just like to make sure and test fit it one final time before we weld everything together. So that's the next step, and I can show you the chassis in a moment here. This is the chassis for the Tesla Firebird, and as you can see, the front end looks quite busy there. One of the things the customer wanted was to use as many of the original components as possible. And in the rear, we're using the entire cradle that will bolt into this chassis. So we are going to test fit this before the next video, and it'll probably be all welded up by the next time we have another video update. And then we will move on to doing any other work we're going to do here, and then it's going back to Michigan to be built at another shop. This is that Oldsmobile Starfire that I showed you before, 64, and we have 3D scanned it, and we are well underway on the engineering of this. So by next video, we will probably be in the fabrication stages of the chassis, and this thing is just about ready to come off of this lift. As you can see, we've got a fair amount of chassis in final assembly here as per usual. Incidentally, last month in the video, this chassis was on the welding jig. It's a 67 Nova, and since then it's been completely welded sent out for sandblasting and powder coated and final assembled. So it's now ready to go to the customer. It's had brake lines bent and put on it and ready to go out the door. We've added some staff recently, and we are getting our chassis out the door as quickly as we can, and lead times are coming down. So if you're ready for one, give us a call and we'll get it done for you as quickly as we can. And you're probably wondering, where is that 50 Studebaker that I saw last month? Well, that car is at the upholstery shop having door panels and carpeting installed. We got some really cool touches on the interior that I'm excited to show you the next time you see the car. We will be debuting that car at Back to the 50s in Minnesota. I believe that's around the 18th of June. So if you're in the area and you want to check it out, I'll be up there somewhere. Not exactly sure, but send us a message if you want to know where we're at. It's a very large show, and I'm looking forward to getting back to my home country up there. So that's going on. Also, again, power tours coming through the area. If you happen to be passing by, give us a call in advance if you'd like to do some type of tour. So that's all we have for this month, and stay tuned for next month's video. Be sure and hit that subscribe button, and thank you for watching.